Welcome, seekers. You have made it to the Tarot Magicians channel. My name is Ricky, and today I bring you another Pick a Card tarot reading. Now, with this Pick a Card, I am going to provide you, seekers, with a message from your shadow self. Now, some of you may be asking, what is the shadow side? The shadow is the side of your personality that contains all the parts of yourself that you don't want to admit to having. It is at first an unconscious side. It's only through an effort to become self-aware that we recognize our shadow. So the term the shadow was made popular by Carl Jung. Now, he saw it as the uncivilized, even unprimitive, or even primitive side of our nature. He believed that we needed to fully see this dark side of ourselves if we were to be a fully integrated human. So, another question that you seekers might have is, why do I need to know my shadow? Well, when we recognize and face our shadow, we can become more whole and balanced individuals. All right, so that's the goal here today. We're going to go ahead and get started. Now, before we do, I want to remind you, seekers, to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, give the video a like. And I am offering private readings at this time. If you are interested in a private reading, you will have to go through my Etsy store. The link for that Etsy store is going to be in the description below. Let me know if you seekers have any questions about that. All right, so seekers, in front of you, you have three groups. You have group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. I'm going to give you a moment for you to select the group that calls to you the most. The timestamps are going to be in the description below so that you can fast forward to the group that you've chosen and your message. Welcome, group number 1. Welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. But before we do, I want to remind you to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. I will be creating many more Pick a Card videos like this and bringing them to you. Also, don't forget to give the video a like. And I am offering private readings at this time. You will have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, so in today's reading, we're going to try and figure out what your shadow is. So I'm going to provide you with a message from your shadow. And the card that you have here in front of you is going to help you unlock that door, right? This is the first step. This is from the Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck. So let's see what Wisdom Keeper is here to talk to you. What side of your shadow is here to talk to you? Oh, you've got imagination. All right. Interesting. So this is a very interesting shadow. This shadow has definitely a message. I come to set your imagination free. That's what this shadow is telling you. But first, you must bless your pain and confusion with the gift of your awareness. In the presence of confusion, there is nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to figure out. Confusion is a totally natural human state. It is actually holy ground. So taste it, embrace it. Do not try to change or interpret or get rid of it. As soon as you remember that you are not your confusion, its true diamond nature will emerge from the coal, and your imagination will be released so that you can give expression to your pain and inner demons through a fulfilling process of creativity. Whether you're expressing with a paintbrush or a pen, be honest, courageous, illogical, and wild. Go where no one else has gone before. Interesting, right? That is the message from this oracle card. And so we're going to go ahead and put more cards around this one. We're going to throw some tarot. But this is a strong, strong message. You may be in a place right now where essentially you feel like there's no direction. Perhaps you have no direction. Perhaps you wake up and you struggle with finding a good balance. Perhaps you move from thing to thing And there is confusion. Confusion abounds. And so what this card is telling you, what your shadow side is trying to communicate to you, is that confusion is a normal process of life. And even though it may feel like you are in a place where you need to transform or be something else, you are actually where you need to be, because that is the first step. And so let's go ahead and throw some more tarot cards and see, essentially what's coming, what else you need to know, and we'll see what we take from this. All right, so we're going to go ahead and utilize the Heaven and Earth Tarot deck. Let me show you guys the box. This is the box from the Heaven and Earth Tarot. I don't use this deck very much, but I like the fact that it's just very dark. I love using it for shadow work. It's just so dark, and I don't know. There's something truly special about this deck. There's a very unique energy to it. So we're gonna go ahead and shuffle. We're gonna throw some tarot cards. Okay. So you've got some interesting cards here. We're gonna put a pause there, and we're gonna talk about this, and then we're gonna throw some more cards. So these two cards are answering the question, or trying to give us information on the shadow. What is the shadow? And so the first card out is the Emperor. And the Emperor sits in his throne. All right, this is a throne that he's built with great just endeavors and work, and a lot of things, a lot of sacrifices have gone into building it. And so this is the card that represents upholding society, strong foundations, rising up to challenges, meeting them, keeping order or bringing order, and creating that order from chaos. And so the fact that this is showing up as a shadow tells me that perhaps your schedule, perhaps your life, there's a little bit of disorder, okay? And this disorder is leading you to, unfortunately, make some bad decisions. Perhaps it's leading you down this road of not knowing what direction to go to, like not knowing where to go. Now, the Imagination card is here to tell you that, you, even though you feel confused right now as to what you want to do, where you want to go, how you want to do it, you are going to be able to integrate this shadow into your existence, and you're going to be able to find answers to your problems. But you have to be patient with yourself. And so one of the core messages of the Imagination card is to be very careful with just how you feel and what you think of yourself, right? And don't fall into despair or sorrow. Understand that you have this wild nature, and all you have to do is release it, set it free. Keep exploring. Don't stop exploring. If you're a person that likes different topics, keep exploring those topics. Many times what we do is we try to, we're very hard on ourselves when we don't keep the promises that we have for ourselves. Like if we tell ourselves we're going to wake up, we're going to do this thing, right? And the whole day goes by, we procrastinate, we don't really do it, we do the bare minimum, and we don't do that thing that we said we were going to do. We lose respect for ourselves, we don't want to do it, and then things end up just kind of in our own mind and in our own selves. So like we lose respect for ourselves, and so it's much more difficult to do it again. And so what these cards are essentially telling you here, the Imagination and the Emperor, is that there is a lack of foundation. In some areas, there's a lack of building, and it's leading you to potentially miss out on some very critical or very good ideas. So you've got here the Ace of Swords. This is the card of skills, building skills. This is the card of the mind. This is the card of thought, deep thought, newness, new ideas, ideas that will, in many ways, take you further in whatever project you're in, or really just, new projects coming into light, and those new projects helping you and bringing you prosperity in all areas. And so, perhaps there's a lack of that, or you want more of that. This is like, I feel like maybe a lot of you are creators, you're writers, and maybe there's a blockage going on. And so you're trying to unlock that. You're trying to reach a place where you're able to see clearly, to express yourself clearly, to have a direction, to have the conviction that this is what I need to do, this is how I'm going to do it, to follow your dreams purely. But there's a sense of confusion, and so you don't know exactly what you want to do. You just, it's very difficult for you to figure that out. And so what the Ace of Swords and what the Emperor are both here to tell you, group number one, is that in order for you to become this idea generator, once again, in order for you to bring that into existence, you have to create a structure. You have to create a schedule and hold yourself accountable to it. That is the most important thing. If you tell yourself that you're going to do something, then you do it no matter what. If you don't, then obviously there has to be a very good excuse as to why. And so make that a priority. And it's going to feel laborious. It's going to feel like, oh my, I wish I did more. I wish I could do more. I wish I can accomplish more. But you don't. And then when you don't, then you feel bad about it. And so this anxiety kind of starts creeping in, and that anxiety just makes you procrastinate more. And you don't want to do anything, and you don't want to actually get up out of bed, and depression kind of seeps in. And so, it's important for you to find that structure and that stability, because there's a lot of ideas inside of you that are just waiting to be birthed into existence. And there's a process to that, and you just have to follow that process. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what more we get from these cards. We're going to throw 2 more tarot cards. Actually, 3 more. See what other messages we get. All right. So we've got some pretty intense cards here. We've got the King of Cups reversed, the Two of Swords reversed, and the Chariot upright. Interesting. So I asked, what was coming in your life. I asked what other pieces of advice do I need to give. So I'm gonna try and decipher and intuitively figure out exactly what the cards are trying to say here. But ultimately, the message is it's grounded in making decisions. Okay, so for some of you, one of the things, the reason why maybe you're a bit confused and you don't know why you're confused is because you have trouble making decisions. This is why you've got this this Two of Swords right here. Right, and it is reversed, and it's right under that imagination card. So this Two of Swords is a woman that has the power to do anything she wants, right? She's got the power in both her hands, but she chooses to sit there blindfolded, as if saying, I don't know, and so that's that energy of confusion. And so what that energy of confusion is leading you to do is to just literally sit there and not do anything. And so even though you have the power in your hands to bring something glorious into existence, you're choosing to remain kind of ignorant to it. You're choosing to remain in a place of just non-conformity, non-growth. Perhaps you think you're being rebellious in some way, but really what it is that, unfortunately you're missing out, and you feel confused. There is confusion inside of you. And this confusion, in some ways, I feel like it's gotten to the point for some of you, or it gets to the point where you try and defend yourself. You try and defend, or you try to make excuses for this, right? And you start maybe perhaps blaming society, blaming people, blaming others. There's a sense of victimization. And so really it just stems from the fact that you're confused, and you don't really have that direction. So this is your shadow. And so the good thing about knowing this shadow and understanding this shadow is that once you understand that it's all you, right? Once you understand that, it's no one's fault, it's just that you feel at this moment confused, now you have the ability to move forward in life graciously, with authority, with this energy of dynamism. Once you're able to truly understand this message, you're going to tap into this Chariot here. And so the Chariot is the card of forward moving momentum. It's the card of success. It's the card of achievement. It's the card of taking that idea that you've just brought into this world and making it happen consistently. You know, this is putting on your armor, and that armor protecting you against your foe. This is the card of I am, okay? And so no one is going to knock you from that place once you're able to come to the understanding, and once you understand those words, I am. And I feel like, you know, this King of Cups is here to tell you exactly kind of the emotions that you're kind of going through, right? So the king itself, the actual, you know, keyword king in the tarot represents fire, because the king is the upholder, right? This is the king that holds society up. And so what this king is essentially telling you, with it being reversed, is that emotionally you're in a dark place. All right. And one of the reasons why you are in a dark place is because of this shadow. This shadow puts you into that dark place, causes you to not be able to make decisions. Yeah, it causes you to just remain kind of stuck and in the same place. And so there's no movement forward. There's an inability for you to truly understand potentially just how things work, how society works, or, you know, there's a lack of understanding of what you want to do or where you want to go. And so it's important for you to come to that understanding, because it's important. It's important for you because, you know, there's just so many ideas and so many beautiful things that want to come out of you. And once you come to the realization that you need to start making decisions, that you need a structure, that you need stability in your schedule, that you need to keep the promises that you make to yourself. So once you walk away from that mentality of victimization, it's everyone else's fault but my own. Once you get away from those shadows, then you're going to come into some very beautiful, beautiful energy. You know, the Ace of Swords, again, combined with the Chariot. I mean, come on, you know. The one thing that this Chariot needs is a sword, right? You see, that Chariot is ready for battle. You give him a sword, this Chariot is going to take on the world, and this Chariot is going to be very victorious. Okay, this warrior will persevere. And so there's definitely a lot of things that you are going to bring into this world. There's a lot of things that you're going to be kind of tinkering with, playing with, and fixing, coming up with something new. There's definitely an energy of creativity inside of you that wants to just come out. It wants to literally explode. It's ready for it. But the shadow has just kept on poking at it, and it always brings you back to this place where you're at right now. So, very interesting. Let's go ahead and throw some more oracle cards. And let's see what the oracle cards reveal to us. We're going to throw a card from the High Priestess, or the Priestess of Light. The Priestess of Light Oracle. Let's see what the Priestess of Light brings into our understanding here. What else? What advice, or what do we need to focus on for group number 1 that remains unseen, Spirit? Power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. All right, so Spirit wants me to talk a little bit more about this. All right, so, you know, we've got here a very powerful card. All right, and it's powerful because this card represents you and your ability to just manifest glory and greatness in your life, right? Power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. And so, you know, you've got essentially here a picture of the High Priestess, and she is just, she's going crazy on these animals, right? She's going in through, she's coming into the world, and she's realizing that it's not as easy as it seems, right? She's having to deal with all these difficulties. You've got a snake, you've got the woods, and so there's this energy of having to kind of just walk through all of these things without being bitten or hurt. And so what this card is essentially telling you is that you have the ability, you have great power inside of you. And in order for you to be able to reclaim that power completely, you are going to have to go through difficulties. And the difficulty in your life, your biggest challenge, I think that this shadow right here is like your biggest problem, it's your biggest obstacle. This is what's getting in the way of you being able to just be the greatest version of yourself. Okay? And so power over difficulty, reclaiming your power. And so how do you reclaim that power, and how do you have the success that you want to have? You need that structure. You need to put away victimization. You need to be able to make decisions, and when you make a decision, make sure that you follow through on that decision. This energy of procrastination is really getting in the way of your success as well. And so these are all shadows, right? I'm not going to start recapping everything, but what I do want to tell you is that there is great power in you, and that power is just, it's like waiting to come out. It's like shaking, it's pulsating. It's just, it wants to come out, right? And you're being told, you're being pushed by spirit, and you're being pretty much kind of guided towards the understanding that if you're able to vanquish this shadow, and I want you to understand, there's no way of getting rid of the shadow. It's like, you can't just get rid of these things. You have to integrate these shadows into your being, into your existence, and use this shadow in some way, somehow. Very difficult to do, but only you can do this. And so once you do that, once you have mastery over the shadow, then you're going to be able to reclaim your power, and more things will come to you. Things will be made easy for you. Things that weren't available to you before will be available to you now. All right. So this is a very important thing. Don't procrastinate. Don't wake up and not have a structure. Don't keep telling yourself that you're going to do something and not do it. Keep your promises to yourself. And so keep in mind, these things that I'm telling you, the reason why it gets to the point where it's at right now, where you are just not really doing much, or you're just kind of paralyzed in time, is because of this King of Cups reverse. It's your emotions, they kind of just, they start getting volatile. And so, depression comes in and anxiety comes in, and then you have a hard time integrating those things. So it's important for you to realize what leads you down this road. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and keep the oracle cards coming. Let's see. Let's throw a gratitude card. Let's see. A gratitude oracle card. I'm going to show you guys the boxes, or the box, the gratitude oracle. We're going to throw just one. And let's see what message we get, or just keyword, maybe to focus on now. A balancing message. Let's see what we get here. Simplify. Okay. All right. Yes, simplify. I like this message, group number 1. So this is the card of simplifying your life, right? Number 23. So, you may right now be in a place, and when I mean right now, I mean like literally right now after hearing this reading, I can imagine that maybe you're feeling a bit anxious, right? And who wouldn't? This is shadow work. This isn't something that's just, oh my goodness, it's so pretty, so lovely, haha. No, this is some deep stuff. Like, we're talking about things that obviously have held you back. We're talking about your shadow. And so this is scary stuff. Every time I talk about the shadow, I get a bunch of dislikes. Nobody likes to do shadow work. Everyone wants the good messages, right? Everyone wants to be told you're excellent, you're great, things are just going to happen for you. Nobody does the work when it comes to shadow work, and because it's scary. And so one of the first things that I see with this card, simplify, is calm down right now. Calm down. Take a deep breath and start small. Simplify your life as much as possible. And that means cutting out the fat. What is getting in the way of your success? What hurdles do you have to jump through in order to make your life easier? Is your room a mess? Obviously, if your room is a mess, your mind is a mess. Start by cleaning out your space. All right, simple little thing, simplification. You do that one day. Then the next day, once you've cleaned up your room, trust me, you're going to notice something else. Don't tell yourself you'll get to it eventually, because then you're going to start that shadow cycle all over again. Get it done. Do it. Once you do that, you're going to be able to take another step forward. And so what you're going to do is every day, little by little, you're going to come out on top. You're going to take one step forward, another step forward, another step forward. And so, in that process, in those steps, in those 1,000 steps that you need to take, new ideas will come. New and exciting things will come into your life. And so, you're going to be able to then start deviating from that and creating newer and better things, and be able to start taking steps in other areas of your life. But it starts by simplifying it, right? Every day brings its own troubles. Simplify that day as much as possible. Don't be anxious. Sometimes we like to envision what our life can be like, and we see all these beautiful things, but we don't see the mountain that needs to be climbed, right? We don't see that horrible, big, huge mountain and all of its rocky roads. We don't see it. And so when we start walking, right, and we step on a rock, and that rock hurts like hell, right? It hurts our foot, right? We kind of we take a step back and say, this is too hard, right? Why isn't this mountain easier to climb, right? And then we start looking for people to blame, society to blame. We start blaming everyone but ourselves and our thought process and our own selves. And so that is that's exactly what this card is trying to tell you. To simplify it, and you simplify your approach, you'll be able to get there more effectively. All right, so let's throw some more cards. Let's see what else we get here. We're gonna go ahead and throw, yeah, let's do this one. All right, so we're gonna throw the card from the Shaman's Dream. This one is pretty interesting. This is the Shaman's Dream Oracle. This is a pretty new deck. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what the Shaman's Dream can reveal to us at this moment. So let's shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And here we are. Winter's Dream. Okay, that one is a very interesting one. Winter's Dream. And so, when I look at that card, immediately the things that come into mind are, conscious awareness, a sanctuary. This is a card that is essentially asking you to go within. Your life force longs to turn inward, like the sap of the trees returning to the roots. Cast your gaze towards the deep and hidden places in your heart. Come to rest again in the sanctuary, in the safety of your soul, and be at peace. All right. You need to bask in the clarity of that quiet place at this moment. Now, this is obviously not a hibernation. You're not being asked to fall asleep. Just take a quiet, wakeful nature with you into just a stillness, and know that you are replenishing. So you're being asked to kind of just internalize this, right? You're being asked to essentially really think deeply, really try and connect with that shadow. If you can even see, if you can close your eyes and see a physical manifestation or representation of that shadow, and you can talk to it, right? That would be so wonderful. Carl Jung had the ability to do that, to talk to his archetypes. And he was able to gain information and insight, right? Masterful when it comes to shadow work, to be able to do that. And so, you're being asked to take that same approach. All right, Winter's Dream. Interesting. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal some more, just one more Oracle card. All right, that's it. One more Oracle card, and we are done, Seekers. Let's see. We're going to throw an Ancestor Spirit Oracle card from Jade Sky. And let's see what the ancestors want to tell you at this moment. Maybe something to focus on, ancestors. Maybe something to kind of strive for. Or maybe more realization of what these shadows are. Let's take a look. All right. Connect with animals. All right. Interesting. Look at this. So, your ancestors are giving you information here. They want you to connect with animals. Animal spirit guides, healing and past pets. This is very interesting. So, the message here is very clear. I don't need to go into it too deeply. It's very clear. You are perhaps a person that will benefit greatly from connecting with animals, connecting with that soothing, loving, easygoing energy of the animals, right? I was looking at outside my window, and I was thinking to myself just today how the birds, they just wake up, they go out, they get their seeds, or they find their food, they find a place to have fun, relax. It's like they have that rhythm, they have that uniqueness to them where they can just get up, go after it, and they don't even think. They make the decision to do it, right? So That is one of your shadows here. So it's like perhaps there's an energy there that you can draw from, that you can take from, right? There's an energy there that can motivate you, that can help you move forward. And you know, I am going to be doing very soon an animal spirit guides message video, because I keep getting this like constantly. It's like my own spirit guides and spirit have been leading me to doing one of these, the animal spirit guides. So I will do one. So you know, watch that because I think that there's definitely going to be more information there for you. But that brings us to the very end of the reading, group number 1. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope this reading was helpful. It's always difficult to do these shadow videos because not a lot of people like them, but I hope you were receptive. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. Hit the notification bell. I will be creating many more tarot pick a card readings just like these very soon. So please subscribe. Don't forget to also go to my Etsy store. I have many items there that you can, you know, to take a look at. All of these tarot decks are available in that Etsy store, as well as private readings. I'm offering those private readings now. I may not be offering them in the future, but I am offering them now. So take advantage of those private readings. You will have to go to the Etsy store in order to purchase them. So thank you, seekers. Let me know if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 2. Welcome. All right, before we get started, group number 2, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I have many more tarot readings just like this one coming. Also, don't forget to give the video a like. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, I am offering those at this time, so take advantage. Go to the Etsy store and you'll be able to place a private reading through that Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, so let's get started, seekers. This reading is a special one, all right? Not a lot of people like to talk about the shadow. Anytime I do, I tend to get a lot of dislikes, but that's fine because this is necessary. This is the work that needs to take place so that we can be transformed fully. So I bring to you, seekers, this reading. Now, in front of you, you have a card from the Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck. This card is going to just represent the essence of your shadow. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what Wisdom Keeper is here to offer you this key. Oh, magnetism. All right. So magnetism is here to talk to you today. Now, the message that magnetism has is, if a country girl like me can find magic in the dullest places, so can you. But I'm here to tell you that you mustn't fight the dullness or it won't work. You have to lean into it. You have to embrace it with your whole entire self. You have to slow down. I know it's hard. It may even feel scary, but if you do that long enough without judging yourself or being lazy, you're very likely going to find yourself feeling pretty excited about life, and with an irresistible magnetism gleaming out of your beautiful eyes, and you won't even need a reason for it. So some questions that you can perhaps, contemplate is, do you try to escape dullness and feelings of emptiness through a flurry of activity that doesn't truly feed you? Or do you collapse into it through depression or resignation? Very important questions to ask yourself here, right? So the shadow so far is dullness. That's a very strong one, right? Sometimes we try and dull the pain by just doing other things and filling our lives with things and people and structures that really don't serve us or are any good for us. Interesting. So let's go ahead and throw some tarot cards and see what we get. What more information can we obtain from this dullness? We're going to use, this is a tarot deck that I normally hardly ever use. It's the Heaven and Earth Tarot. Okay, Heaven and Earth Tarot deck. It's a pretty powerful deck, pretty strong imagery. Excellent for shadow work. So we're going to go ahead and do that here. Let's take a look and see if we can get more information on what other shadows are there or information on this dullness. Okay. All right, so we've got some very powerful cards here. Group number 2. We've got here the High Priestess. And, the High Priestess is powerful and beautiful in just so many ways. This is one of my favorite cards because the High Priestess is able to just be still. The High Priestess is able to just understand and pick up on the different cycles of life, understands the totality of the human experience because she's calm, she's quiet, she's still, she observes, she picks up on things, right? This is intuition, truly knowing what's good for you and pursuing it. Now, the fact that it's showing up as a shadow and it's reversed tells me that one of your shadows is, you haven't been listening to your intuition very much. I think that your intuition has been trying to tell you things, has been highlighting things for you, has been trying to guide you through the different pitfalls. And perhaps there's this sense of like, I don't want to listen to it right now. There's much more to do. I'm going to fill my time with these activities. I'm going to fill my time with all of these other things that I have to do. It can be work, it can be pleasure, but ultimately it's activities being filled up. So I feel group number 2, one of your shadows is the inability to stay still, the inability to reflect, the inability to look at the things around you and just observe that stillness of life. Your mind is constantly racing with thoughts, ideas. Your emotions might become a bit volatile sometimes. And so there's activity. There's this sense of like hyperactivity where you need to fill your time and your space. And, maybe there's a lot of video games being played or maybe not video games, but just activities with people, friends, always constantly maybe just having people around talking. There's always something going on. And so the mind is never still. You're constantly trying to put things into your mind. This can come through constantly just watching videos or doing other things. And so there's this feeling of dullness, like you can't stay still, you can't reflect, you can't observe. And so your intuition is something that you're not listening to, right? That inability to stay still and reflect is hurting your intuition, because it's like perhaps some of you have this tendency to say yes to everything, or others maybe have a tendency to say no to everything. It manifests in different ways. But another thing that I'm seeing here is valor. And so this is the 7 of Wands. This is another shadow side. It's more information, I feel, on that High Priestess. And so essentially what happens here is this warrior is trying to overcome these challenges. And so these challenges are pretty powerful and they're coming up to him. And so this warrior is not essentially armed in the best of ways. That this is why this card is reversed. So this is a losing battle, right? This battle that he's about to go and essentially fight with these other 7 wands that have risen up to meet that, to meet him at that challenge. He's not going to win because there's this, I guess, unpreparedness. There's this inability to see things clearly. And so, unfortunately for this warrior, it's going to result in a loss. Okay? And this is life. This is the battle of life. This is the battle of life. And sometimes there are some battles that can overwhelm us and can overtake us and can really just leave us depleted. And so it's very hard to come back from those losses sometimes. It takes some time. And so one of the reasons why it might be difficult to come back from those losses, maybe one of the reasons why there's this sense of like, grittiness or fear of losing, or it's because of an inability to really just relax, stay still, and reflect on things. Just shut everything out and just for one moment not always seek some kind of adventure somewhere, whether it be with the television, whether it be reading, or whether it be actually doing activities, talking excessively. There's this energy here of like your mind just can't stay still, and it needs to. For you, it needs to. This is a shadow. It's become a shadow. Right? It's become a shadow because you can't shut off social media. You can't shut off the world. You're always connected to the world. And so the inability to disconnect from the world, to connect with yourself, is a huge shadow. And it manifests itself in lost battles. This is definitely something that's not going to serve you. So let's go ahead and throw more cards. We need more information. Let's throw more cards, and let's go ahead and take a look and see what this inability to stay still will result in. This is really your true shadow. This is what's being reflected here. I'm not seeing anything else. But let's go ahead and take a look and see what else we can take from this. Okay, so, all right. Interesting cards here. So you've got the King of Wands, the Four of Swords, and you've got the Queen of Pentacles. All right, so the tarot and spirit, they're giving us more information, right? Your shadow is giving us more information here. Your shadow is telling us what is essentially happening to you at this moment because of your inability to just shut the world off, relax, and be with yourself, and just be dull for a while. What's happening is the Queen of Pentacles, all right? And this is a pretty telling card here. The Queen of Pentacles sits in her throne. This is a woman filled with vitality. This is a woman that has this energy of value. She finds value in everything. She understands where that value is. This is a woman that is in many ways very powerful and a nurturer, and someone that's filled with true dynamism and a desire to see things yield incredible fruit. And so this is a prosperous person. Good health follows the Queen of Pentacles, wealth, prosperity. So the fact that it's reversed tells me that there's been a lack of that. And so what this inability to quiet your mind, this dullness, what this is doing is essentially hurting you physically. This is something that's affecting your health. It's affecting your health. It's affecting your mind as well. It's hurting you. I think that there's stress that you are taking on because of doing this, and I feel like you want to avoid that stress. You want to avoid negative experiences. So you want to avoid multiple things, and ultimately what that ends up looking like is more stress, more avoidance. And so you're just kind of piling on. And what ends up happening is that your body takes the punishment. Your mind takes the punishment. And so, if you are experiencing some health issues, this might very well be the reason for it. Okay? So examine this very closely. Another thing, you've got here the Four of Swords, and you've got a weary warrior after a tough battle, just resting. And this is the kind of rest that is almost blessed, right? This warrior is in like this church setting. So there's a sense of peace. There's a sense of stability. There's a sense of something greater than yourself watching over you, right? The source watching over you. And this warrior is now able to put his swords down, which is thought, and he's able to just rest, take a breather. So there's an inability for you to do that. I think that a lot of you, one of the reasons why you're having these, why you're getting the Queen of Pentacles reversed is because you might have some insomnia problems. You might have trouble sleeping. Maybe there's restlessness. Maybe some of you, it looks like this inability to be able to get actual rest, because it's like your mind is constantly going at 1,000,000 miles a minute. You want to fill it up with more things, more activities, and there's an inability for you to actually get rest. Okay, and so this is what's hurting. This is another block. It's not just one thing. There's multiple blocks that you have to put right one on top of the other that build a wall, and so that wall is turning into not being able to rest, not feeling your best, and so ultimately it ends up in this Queen of Pentacles reversed. So The King of Wands is an interesting card because the King of Wands is here to kind of tell us that inside you there is a fire, a true fire. You know, the King is fire. So if we get the King of Wands, it's like we have fire, you know, and quite literally, I mean, this king is walking with a lion. This lion, you do not want to mess with that lion. He looks pretty mean. This king is ready for war. This king is ready to win the battles of life, right? No one is going to mess with this king. This king is ready to take on the world. And so, you know, up here, we have essentially that king losing a battle, right? Losing a very important battle of life when all of the important things come up and they spring up and they come to meet you at your door to take you on, right? If you're not well rested, if you aren't intuitively connected with yourself, you're going to miss out on some things, right? You're not going to be able to see things clearly. You're not going to be able to make good decisions. And so what ends up happening is you end up losing that battle. So there is inside of you a King of Wands that wants to win, that wants to be prosperous, that wants to be able to say, I have defeated you. I am prosperous. I have brought glory to my people. I am bringing an energy of true manifestation of greatness in my life. And so that is inside of you. That desire is inside of you. And it wants to come out in a very explosive way. But unfortunately, you're too tired for it. You're trying to fill up your time with things that aren't important. And so it's time to start, you know, cutting out the things that just aren't going to serve you or take you anywhere. It's time to let go of those things. And it's time to start filling your time with a little bit more of you, relaxing, contemplating, going out into nature, just standing still. Leave your phone at home, or, you know, make the commitment. You don't have to leave the phone at home, but just make the commitment that you're not going to open that phone up and be connected to that phone and constantly be, you know, downloading all the things that the world is trying to show you and all this fakeness that we have going on today. You know, just put it aside for now. You don't need that at this moment. It's important for you to start connecting with the high priestess inside of you that wants to just take everything in, that enjoys the little things. This is going to be a hard thing to do, all right? You have adapted your mind to constantly be connected to this world and all the experiences that it has to offer. You don't want to miss a thing. So in order for you to disconnect yourself from this, it's going to be incredibly difficult, but you have to do it for your health. You have to do it for your mind. You have to do it for that energy that's inside of you that says, I want to manifest greatness in this life and I'm going to do it no matter what, right? Because, you know, ultimately, this is a cycle that will only get worse. If you are not able to rise up to the level of this King of Wands, which is essentially you, right? This is who you are. And you're not able to do that because of this kind of, you know, physical ailment and these health conditions that are coming because of this inability to just, you know, disconnect. You're going to be even more sad. Depression is going to come. More anxiety is going to come. So you're going to want to fill your time up even more. You know, this is one of those things that it's going to start spiraling and going bad in a very very rushed kind of way. So try to correct this. Try to make an effort to correct this now. All right, because this is what's going to truly just help you bring out that King of Wands that just wants to scream out, right, in victory. All right, so let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. Let's see what the oracles have to tell us. Oracles. And trying to decide which oracle. As you seekers know, I am not prepared at all. At all. Like, I just intuitively feel out which oracle deck is calling to me the most, and I pick that one. So let's go ahead and do this one. The Gratitude. I'm going to show you seekers the box. Give me a moment. All right, here it is. So this is the box, the Gratitude Oracle. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what the Gratitude Oracle has for us today. Generosity, okay. All right. That's interesting. So you've got the Generosity card. and there's some things that can be said about this. So you have here a woman that's just looking at her beautiful flowers in front of her and really truly enjoying the little things, right? Enjoying the beauties of life, enjoying the things around her. And so she's also kind of surrounded and covered by energies here of experiences and interactions with people where the interactions maybe are short but sweet. And so there's an energy here of being thankful for what you have, being thankful for how far you've come. There's an energy here of truly enjoying where you are in life right now, enjoying the person that you've become, even with the mistakes, even with the victories, just the totality of who you are. So this is going to be this energy of generosity. It's going to be a very good foundation for you to be able to build on. So be thankful for what you have. Be thankful for how far you've come. And so somehow this is going to open a very important door in your life that will allow you to enjoy yourself more. It'll allow you to really see the beauty that's inside of you. It'll allow you to just understand the beauty that is in nature. And so it's going to help you with this shadow. All right, let's go ahead and throw some more cards. We're going to throw a High Priestess card. I'm going to show you guys the deck, the Priestess of Light. Not the High Priestess. I keep calling this deck the High Priestess. This is the Priestess of Light Oracle. So let's throw one card. Opening heart. Okay. Opening hearts. Look at this. So this is, the keywords here are deep connections, water blessings, opening heart. And I feel like there's multiple messages within this card. The one thing that I immediately felt is it's time to go near a body of water. Okay? It's time to connect with yourself with water. This could be, it doesn't have to be you driving to an actual body of water to do this, but it can just be you, enjoying a nice bath, being in there for a while. Try and just think about all of the things that you're happy for. And then for a good while, don't even think about anything. Just clear your mind, right? Just enjoy the water around you. Enjoy the feeling of that water. It's almost like if this is a relaxing way to get you into a certain mindset. And so this is going to be able to open you up to something. And it's going to be able to connect. It's the reason why you have that word deep connections is because Spirit wants you to connect. Spirit and the source wants you to connect to the source. And so there's this energy here of increasing your vibration. There's this energy here of getting what you want. That's why the second key words are water blessings. And so it's getting what you desire in life, letting that King of Wands out, having that good health, right? Removing the mental blockage, being able to get the rest that you need, enjoying every aspect of life, being able to count on your intuition, being able to see things clearly and have victories in all areas. Right, by just being able to enjoy who you are, who you've become, and just stop filling your time with so many things. And so these blessings are something that Spirit and the Source want to give you, and it comes. I feel like this generosity card and this opening heart, they're so intertwined. They're linked. It's like one card is trying to give you the clue as to how you do this. So be happy. Be in some ways, when you have that time alone and you're trying to connect with the source, right? Try and come with an energy of generosity for what you have. And try and really, don't fake it. Don't just say, yeah, I'm thankful. No. Sit with that energy for a while and think of the things that you're truly generous about, right? And when you come and you try and connect with that source that wants to give you blessings, that wants to help you and assist you so that you can be of help and assistance to others, but mostly yourself, right? You're able to fully just embrace that energy. All right, so let's go ahead and throw more cards. Let's see what else we get. We're going to throw a Shaman's Dream card. Let me show you guys the box, the Shaman's Dream Oracle. All right, so let's take a look. All right. And here we are. Eyes of the Eagle. Oof. Rising above the fray. My, oh my, that is a very powerful card. All right, that is a very powerful card indeed. It's a card of essentially protection. You know, it's a card of inherent trust. Just being able to rise above the fray. And you know, the Eyes of the Eagle essentially offers you the gift of foresight and the skill of looking ahead, to see the unfolding destiny before all. And this eagle's extraordinary vision allows it to spot anything, even the tiniest little mouse, from thousands of feet. You know, so it's almost like this eagle eye is going to be your blessing. This is what Spirit and the Source want to give you. So, you know, it's funny because it's like we have a little bit, the oracle cards are kind of lining up here pretty powerfully. So, you know, Spirit wants you to connect. All right, Spirit wants to talk to you. Spirit is providing you with the different elements that you can use to connect. Right, water, taking a bath, going to a body of water. Also come with an energy of gratitude. Make sure that you are feeling that gratitude of what you want. And so it's almost like if that energy of gratitude, it increases your frequency. Because when we are truly happy, when we're truly people who are generous and just, you know, there's this sense of like, you know, being able to just embrace what we already have, right? Being able to be happy with what you have, feeling content, feeling whole, that increases our vibration. And so Spirit is literally giving you a bit of a clue here. Increase your vibration, connect with me, do it through a body of water. We're going to go ahead and establish a deep connection. And so what you are going to receive and what I want you to receive and what we're going to unlock is this eagle eye. And you're going to be able to rise above the fray. You will be able to have victory. You will be able to see things more clearly. You're going to be able to make decisions. And so it all comes through mastery of this shadow side of yours. If you're able to master this shadow side of yours, these things will come to you. But, you know, I feel like another thing that I haven't talked about, very important here, I just realized it. One of the things that this shadow of yours is doing, this shadow side that just, you know, wants you to experience everything and you can't quiet your mind, it's affecting your ability to connect to Source. It's affecting your ability to connect with this energy that is Spirit. You're way too connected to the world and all of the negative things of the world and all of the positive things in the world, but there's a lot of negativity in there as well. A lot of fakeness, you know, non-real things. And so, you know, Spirit wants to have that relationship with you. Spirit wants to connect with you. And the only way that can happen is for you to quiet everything else out and dedicate that time for Spirit. And you're not doing it. And so a lot of blessings come with deep connections with the Source. A lot of Spirit. It's magic. It's intuition. It's the ability to know. You're knowing. There's a cunningness that comes with it. There's vision, true vision, being able to see things that other people can't truly explain, being able to understand concepts that other people lack. So there's a true energy of greatness once you're able to release your mind and release all of these things and constantly trying to be filling up your time and your space with all of the stuff that is really not going to get you anywhere. It's just to pass the time, to kill some time. So, you know, this is definitely something that you need to address. So let's go ahead and throw one final oracle card. Let's take a look. This is from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle deck. All right, so we're going to throw just one card, and we're going to see what the message is. Let's take a look. See, what message do we get here? Oh man, ha 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 ha. All right, so to close it off, right? Get into nature. This is interesting. So, you've got here a, I believe this is a Native American. I'm not sure, but I believe this is a Native American. And so, she is connecting with nature. She is just enjoying that tree, right? She's just enjoying the fact that there's a tree in front of her. She knows that tree is alive. She knows that tree has experienced and seen things that she will probably never see, because that tree's probably been alive for thousands of years. And so there is a stillness in that tree. That tree doesn't move. That tree doesn't do anything. It just stays there. But still, it's lived for thousands of years, right? There's a magic and there's a power to that. And so what this essentially means is for you to go out into nature and just try and fall into the rhythm of nature, right? Nature isn't on your computer screen. It's not on your phone screen. It's not, it's always being with other people and talking about the latest things that's going on. And so that's not nature. Nature is going out on your own, by yourself, and just trying to connect with that energy in nature, that stillness, that quiet. And that's the message here, right? This is the message here. It's almost like if nature is going to provide you with a little bit of healing. And so the key words are coexistence, gather, limit, waste. So there's definitely this energy here of like, green, right? Doing good things for the planet. There's a message here. There's a deeper message of trying to assist the planet moving forward and trying to be as green as possible. But I feel that for you personally, right? For you, the most important thing is to feel the energy of nature, to feel that calmness of nature. When you see all of these beautiful trees, remember, in their stillness, in them not really doing much, just being still, which is what trees do, they've been able to grow and expand and grow their roots deep into earth, and they're connected, but connected to something that's deep and real and meaningful. And so their prosperity comes from that connection. And so it's important for you to start doing that more. All right. So that is what I see here. Seekers, I hope that reading helped. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. And I do want you to please subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to do that. Don't forget to give this video a like as well. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Also, I am offering private readings at this moment. If you are interested in a private reading, you'd have to go through my Etsy shop. The link is going to be in the description below. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. I'm here to assist. Thank you so much, Seekers. You've given me so much, and I'm very grateful. So another thing I wanted to talk about before I actually forget, ideas. If you have any ideas for the channel, Seekers, I want to hear them. I want to know. Let me know in the description below what those ideas are. Also, if you have any constructive criticism for me, I'd be more than happy to listen to those constructive criticisms and try and apply it to the channel. So thank you so much, Seekers. Bye-bye. Welcome, group number 3. Welcome. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Well, before we do, I want to remind you, Seekers, to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget that I have many more Pick a Card Tarot readings coming. Also, hit the notification bell, give this video a like, and if you are interested in perhaps booking a private reading with me, you'd have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. All right, Seekers, so let's get started. We are going to essentially try and figure out what your shadow is by speaking to your shadow. We're going to allow your shadow side to speak to you through these cards. In front of you, you have a card from the Wisdom Keeper's Oracle deck. Let's see which Wisdom Keeper is here to present you with a message today. Oh, you've got Delight. My. All right, so this Wisdom Keeper has a key to present to you, and I'm going to give that to you now. I come to share an ultimate truth. Nothing really matters but life and love. It's time for you to enjoy life's small pleasures and to relax in your own body, no matter how it looks. You can surf life like an exciting wave, whether or not you understand what's happening. But to do this, you must first be willing to let go of the past, release all agendas, and keep your mind as open as your heart. Remember, the less seriously you take things, the easier it becomes to get out of your own way and allow life's delightful surprises to take you exactly where you need to go at exactly the right time. The magnificent and magical universe is at work in you all of the time. And so, some questions that this wisdom keeper wants you to kind of contemplate are: do you seem more laid back on the surface than you feel inside? Where are you taking life too seriously? Do you tend to worry about your appearance? Do these concerns ever keep you from enjoying your life or taking risks? Have you ever experienced ecstasy? Was it wonderful, scary? Pay attention to the little moments of delight and signs of synchronicities in your life. Write them down in your journal. Watch a funny movie, heartwarming movie, and smile. Interesting, right? So that's the message that your Oracle Keeper has for you here today. Now we're going to go ahead and try and find some more information through the tarot, but let's really take a good look at this card and just really analyze the message that we just pretty much went over. That message talked about seeing the beauty inside of you. This inability to actually be able to delight and to have fun. And it could be because of self-image, it could be because of how you feel. So perhaps, this is something that needs to be examined further. But let's go ahead and throw some tarot and see exactly what we get from the tarot. Maybe we can expose some other shadows as well. All right, so by the way, we're going to use the Heaven and Earth today. All right, this is a tarot deck that is very dark, excellent for shadow work. So Heaven and Earth tarot deck we are going to be using today for this reading. Let's take a look. All right, you have some pretty dynamic cards here, okay? Very dynamic cards. You've got a lot of major arcanas. You've got the Death card reversed. You've got the Strength card reversed. You've got the Devil reversed. So you have some very strong energies here. Kind of life-altering energies. I feel like your shadow is one of the reasons why you're here on Earth. Like, this is what you have to overcome. This could be something that has been with you for many incarnations. I think that you have come to Earth to learn this lesson. And so, one of the things that I'm seeing here with this shadow is that you don't see your value. You don't see your self-worth. You don't see who you are and just how special you are. You don't see it. And so perhaps you're projecting an image of strength. You're projecting an image of dynamism. You're projecting this image of authority, but at the root cause, like deep down inside, it's not there. It really isn't. And so that scares you. And you kind of put it off, and you kind of like, you say things that you don't mean. There's lying going on here. I think that some of you are compulsive liars. You tend to lie. You tend to exaggerate the truth. Maybe you tend to try and use words almost to harm, not really to harm, but to try and entertain people that you shouldn't even be entertaining, but that you want to entertain them because it's like they have me in their company, right? So it's like, if this person has me in their company, then that means they accept me, even if I don't look all that great, or if I don't feel all that great, right? So a lot of this stems from what you feel is your physical body. So the reason I say that is because we've got the Queen of Pentacles here as a shadow side. And so this is the feminine, right? This is the feminine, but also rooted in her physical traits, her value system, her worth, her value. This is the queen that says, I know what to do. I know when to do it. I know how to do it. I know my self-worth. I know exactly how much my time is valued at. I'm going to make sure to cash in exactly what that is. I'm not going to waste any time on anything. I attract good people into my life. I make decisions about my life. I know what I want. This is a woman that has things together, right? Inside, and essentially, since she has everything together inside, outside, it's natural, right? She's not even trying. She's not even looking. She doesn't have to really try to impress anyone. She knows where her value system is. She is the value, right? The fact that this is showing up as a shadow right after we read this message from your wisdom keeper, there's a very strong message here, of self-worth, and there's almost like, perhaps for some of you, you're not happy with your body. You're not happy with who you are. You're not happy with potentially where you're at right now. And so there's some lying going on here. What that kind of results, or what that kind of manifests into, what this shadow is kind of manifesting in your life, is lies. You are outwardly lying to people. You're gossiping. You're exaggerating the truth. Also, for some of you, there's dependency. Okay, it's leading to dependency on things, exterior things. So you've got the devil here. This is not a good card, especially when it's reversed, right? So you've got essentially this oppressive energy that has you bound, attached. This results in eating disorders. This results in drug use. This is essentially things, maybe even like some sex addiction, or just things that are really, 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 really things that aren't filling you up, but are depleting you little by little. Anything that becomes an addiction, or you are too dependent on, has a hold on you. It has a hold on your spirit. It has a hold on your soul. It just, it's a blockage, right? It won't let you move forward. It'll keep you stuck in place, and that is another thing that's resulting from this shadow of yours. You are stuck in place. You're not moving, and the reason why I'm saying that is because you've got the Death card here. And so the Death card, it beckons change, right? It's the ultimate form of change. The Death card comes to just bring about change and a sense of like newness and freshness in your life, right? And obviously this illustration is extremely creepy because this is a creepy deck, I told you guys. But there's definitely a sense here of you need this change, you need this drastic change. And so the fact that it's reversed tells me that there's a lack of change. And so you're kind of stuck in place. You're stuck in a mindset. You're stuck in a physical reality. You're stuck. And so ultimately what you end up doing is you end up projecting to the world strength, but deep down inside you don't have that strength. And that's evident by the actual Strength card, right? So we've got here a woman that has defeated the battle inside, internally, and externally. We have the proof with this beautiful lion that walks right beside her, right? And so she's able to kind of walk on this earth, and no one's going to mess with her because she's sure of herself. Who can mess with her? There's no battle internally. So if there's no battle internally, then externally she's accepting, she's open, she's willing, she's able, she's discerning. But above all, she's powerful, and she knows exactly what she's going to do, when she's going to do it. She accepts your company. She doesn't accept your company. She is the person that knows exactly what she wants, and she goes after it, no matter what, because she's sure of herself. And so you're projecting that. You're projecting that in the world. Maybe you're giving advice to people because you want to try and make them seem like you figured something out. But really, deep down inside, you are in somewhat of a disarray. You're a bit scared. There's this inability to really fully comprehend, this energy of like, why is it that I do these things? I feel, why is it that I have this desire or this need or this, I guess we can call this addiction. Even though maybe there are some things that you don't even see as addictions, because I see that there's a lot of lying going on here. You've lied to yourself in many areas of your life, and that's another thing. You want to cover up this strength card. You want to cover up your lack of strength to the point where you are lying to yourself. You've lied to yourself about many things, even though a part of you at one point has told you, your intuition has revealed to you, that's not right. That's not right. You've received guidance from people, but you believe these lies, because if you don't, then it's almost like you're telling yourself that you're not this strength card. And so this image that you're projecting into the world falls like a house of cards, and the real you is exposed, and that's your greatest fear. So this shadow is essentially telling you that you are worthless. Okay, this shadow is here to pretty much tell you that society is going to judge you based on your physical appearance, that society is constantly judging you. And so you have to project something. You have to try and be something that you're not. You have to lie. There's this need for approval as well. This is a shadow. And so, this is a tough one. I got to tell you, this is a tough one, because this is something that I feel, a lot of the people that pick this group, this is a battle that you have constantly been fighting. This image that you have a problem with image. You've constantly been fighting this, and you've done things that you're not proud of. All right, you've done things that how are just maybe even insidious in nature, uncanny, but it's all in the attempts to hide what you truly feel inside. And when I say who you truly are, what I mean is essentially what you truly feel, what this shadow is revealing to you. So the best way to overcome this is to try and let go of that expectation. Try and release yourself from any kind of bondage that society has placed on you. Try and see the beauty inside of you. Okay? Believe that you are beautiful. Always try and make the changes that are necessary for you to actually become a better person, absolutely. But it comes with being honest, right? So we look at the things that this image, this shadow is causing, right? It's causing you to lie. It's causing you to not tell the whole truth. It's causing you to be dependency on things, addictions, staying stuck in place, maybe even like a fear of moving forward. And so these things are all just a manifestation of the shadow and the lies that it's essentially, whispering into your ear. So let's go ahead and throw some oracle cards. Let's take a look and see what we get. So we're going to throw a card from the Priestess of Light Oracle. Here's the box. We're going to see what message we get from this Priestess of Light. Maybe we can get a message of overcoming, what can happen, what can be done to really just try and integrate this shadow into your life. Because, shadows we can't get rid of. These shadows are here to stay. All we can really do is work with them, use them, right? So let's see what we can get. Shamanic Journey. Ooh, I like that one. Look at that. Shamanic Journey. Okay. Purpose, atonement, vision quest. This is there's so much to talk about here. I mean, I'm so happy we got this card. So you have a woman here who is on a journey. She's on her horse. The horse is a symbol of prosperity. It's a symbol of true value being added. It's a symbol of just a cornucopia of goodness, right? You're getting on that horse. You're going off into a journey. And in this journey, you're going to try and find your purpose. You're going to try and have a vision, right? So what this card is essentially telling you, group number 3, is that it's important for you to start figuring out Why is it that you feel the way that you feel? What has led you to say lies? And so whenever you feel the urge to tell a lie, why are you lying, right? When you feel the urge to perhaps judge someone else, or maybe say something negative towards that person, don't just say it and that's it. No, no, no. Before you do that, actually ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I saying this? The answer will be revealed. One of the things that I'm seeing here is that you're unwilling to ask those questions. You're just giving yourself into the shadow, right? The shadow's telling you that you're worthless. The shadow's telling you that people are looking at you and that you're not beautiful. The shadow is telling you that you are worthless. This is what the shadow's trying to whisper into your ear. And so, now you have all these other things that are a product of that because you're living out that belief. Every single day you are living with that shadow telling you that. So it's a belief that you have. So whenever you are caught in some kind of toxicity, when you're with a toxic person, you know that person's taking advantage of you. Why are you allowing that person to take advantage of you? All right? That's the questions that you have to ask. Why are you lying to that person? Really, you're lying to that person because you want their approval? Wrong answer. Why do you want their approval? Is it because the shadow is telling you that, well, you're not going to make a friend like this ever again. This is the best friend you've ever had, you worthless person. So why is it that you do the things that you do, right? Don't allow that shadow to have power over you. So in order to find out the tricks that this shadow is using against you, you have to find your purpose. You have to go on a shamanic journey. So a lot of you haven't taken that route. You aren't living your greatest life. You don't have vision and you don't have that sense of purpose because you're under this death card right here, right? So the death card, again, it's a card of not moving forward, being stuck in place, right? Not being able to make the necessary steps or make the necessary decisions so that you can reach a place of true value in your life. And so you lack that purpose. You lack that vision. So you must take a quest, right? You must go on a journey. Also, you have their atonement. I mean, that's a big word. That's one word that I've been trying to kind of circle around. I want to leave it for the end because that's a big one there. So you've lied to some people. You've hurt some people. You've done a few things, some of you more than others. Obviously, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Atonement. So what do you need to atone for? Very important question to ask. What lies have you been spreading to try and gain attention and to maybe build, some kind of reality where people see you as some kind of a wonderful person, right? What have you created? What kind of dark energy have you brought into other people's lives just so that you can be elevated, right? So that you can feel good about yourself and you can feel like there's something that you are giving, right? So atonement. And so that atonement, that's a quest right there. That's a journey. That's the hardest one, right? I think that finding your purpose, having a vision, that's hard, but atoning for your past mistakes, that's even harder. So, obviously you stop immediately, you stop lying. You start seeing the value inside of you. You start seeing just how beautiful and special you are. As a human being, you are beautiful. You are special. You came to this earth to create something, to bring something into existence, right? You have a purpose. You just have to find that vision and you have to go on that quest. So once you are able to find it, once you go on this journey, you're going to address the death card reversed, which is essentially keeping you in place. You're going to be able to address the lies that you've been telling yourself and others. And then you're going to be able to, release these, eating disorders, addictions, potentially anything that has you in bondage, right? Any kind of addiction that has you in bondage. This can be anything. I threw out some examples because I know that there's different people that have different things that are suffering from different things. But this devil reverse can be anything that has you in that bondage. And then ultimately, you're going to be able to find your strength, right? Your power. You're going to be able to tap into that Queen of Pentacles upright. And you're going to be able to see that value inside of you. So find your purpose. Don't do things for other people. I've one thing that really just, it's a big question mark for me is when I run into a person that is living their life based on someone else, right? Could be a boyfriend, could be a husband, wife, whatever. They're living their life. It's like, I'm going to do this because of this person, or I'm going to try and follow this career path because it's better because this person said this. No. Why do you want to do it, right? Why does that spark curiosity in you? Why is it that your intuition is screaming at you and telling you, go that route? And why are you second guessing it? Why are you questioning it? And it could be because of this shadow whispering in your ear, you're worthless. Okay, you're not going to make the right decisions. You're not capable of doing that. Therefore, you need to listen to that other person, right? So again, examining that shadow and trying to find out why you do what you do. All right, so let's go ahead and keep throwing cards. We're going to throw a card from the Gratitude Oracle deck. Let me show you the box. Gratitude Oracle deck. And we're going to shuffle, 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 shuffle. We're just going to throw one. We're going to try and get one keyword here. These cards just have one keyword, but we're going to see. What information are we going to get from these cards? Security. Oh boy. Okay, this card has a deep meaning. So you have a woman here. It looks like she's hiding from something, right? And she's kind of like looking around. She's holding on to this wolf. Not wolf, but fox. So there's some symbolism here. The symbolism, I feel, is that you're acting out this kind of reality where it's like, I want to protect myself against everything, right? I want to have security. I don't want to go down the road where I'm alone or, nobody wants to be around me. And so I want to make sure that I fill my time up with all of the things that I know a normal person should have, right? And so you're trying extra hard to get this, to the point that it's led you to, telling lies and all of these things. So what this card is essentially bringing to light is that you are going to have that security. You are going to be able to feel secure in your own body, with your own thought process. You are enough. You don't have to try and be anything else for anyone. You are enough. So you will have the security that you're seeking. You will be able to just communicate the things that you want to communicate and say the things that you want to say. Also, one thing to consider, we do have that atonement there. Some people might distance themselves from you. And so there might be some friction, right, as you atone, as things get better, as things progress, as you start finding your purpose, as the vision, right, comes together for you. There might be some friction. But Spirit is promising you security. So let's go ahead and throw some more Oracle cards. We're going to throw a card from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle deck. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what messages we get there. We are going to shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And we're going to throw just one card. What message for transformation are we going to get from the ancestors? Oh my. Oh my, my, my. Okay, reconnect with Mother Earth. Plant, garden, harvest. My goodness. This is truly beautiful. So, it's interesting because in every single one of the readings that I've done, there's been a reaching out into nature, going out into nature. One way or the other, it just creeps in to this reading, which is phenomenal. It's so phenomenal because it's a confirmation for me that there are healing energies on Earth. And these healing energies are so dynamic that they can help your shadow. And so, you examine the human existence. A lot of the technological advances that we have today are because we observed other animals, other beings doing it. And so we were able to kind of come to this understanding that, okay, this is what we need in our lives, or maybe we should do it like that. We have learned a lot from animals. We've learned a lot from Mother Nature. And not only that, but we've received healing from Mother Nature. I mean, there are plants out there that will heal our bodies, but we just don't know of that because obviously we have this big pharmaceutical industry. I'm not going to get into that. But we're kind of being told that that's not the entirety of the human existence, right? But honestly, I feel that reconnecting with Mother Earth is, in many ways, the entirety of the human existence. If you can somehow connect, if you can somehow just flow with the energies, just observe the beautiful energies of just the birds, just the passing of the seasons, just finding a place in nature where you can just pull up a chair and just observe the things around you, you're going to be able to receive that healing. You're going to be able to see things from a different perspective because nature is beautiful and everything that it creates is beautiful. Unfortunately, humans come in and we tend to ruin it, right? But ultimately the message is that nature is beautiful. And the creations that Mother Earth brings into existence are just gorgeous. And even if we tried to replicate it, we more than likely can't. Or we've tried to replicate it, but it just doesn't come out the same. Because Mother Earth is beautiful. And her creations are gorgeous. And so you are a part of that creation. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You are capable. You are ready and you are able. And so Mother Earth wants to remind you of that. So go to that beach. Go to that lake. Go to that forest area. Go to Mother Earth. Just be with her for a while. Observe. Take deep breaths. Close your eyes. Pretend, or at least see in your mind's eye, not pretend, but see in your mind's eye a vision of Mother Earth and what she would look like. Also, you can also start a little project, right? This is a part of your journey, of your quest. Start by planting something, right? Buy a plot or buy a pot. Do some research and buy the seeds. And grow some kind of flower or some kind of beautiful plant, right? Grow it and see that process of transformation. And as you see that plant grow and just turn into this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful flower, see yourself transforming along with it. All right, so and I know that there's going to be some healing there as well. All right, so let's go ahead and examine a little further this shadow. We're going to do that with the Shaman's Dream Oracle. All right, so here we are, the Shaman's Dream Oracle. We're just going to throw in one card, and we're going to see what we get, shall we? Shall we, shall we, shall we? Yes, we shall. One. Repairing the veil. My. Forgiveness. Okay, so the final theme is forgiving yourself. Right? Forgiving yourself. Interesting. All right. So this is a very powerful card. This is, making amends, recognition of our unity, forgiveness. Essentially, what we do here is we're looking through this veil and we believe ourselves to be distinct from each other. And we assume that our thoughts and feelings are our own. But in reality, we are one, right? We are one. And the damage that we do to someone else, we're really doing to ourselves. And so what this card is essentially telling you is to forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for the things that you might have done. Forgive yourself for the things that you might have said. Forgive yourself for the things that perhaps you're thinking of doing. Maybe you were thinking of acting out in a certain way, or it's important for you to forgive yourself. It's funny that it's right under the card of atonement, right? It's also telling you to correct the wrongs of your past or currently, the things that you're doing now, the rumors that you've spread, the lies that you've injected into people. It's time to correct it. You can't just, believe that it's over and that you've done everything. And now that you've done the damage, you've walked in, you've broken everything, and you've walked away, you think that somehow that's going to organically repair itself. No, you got to come in and you have to repair it. All right, you have to be responsible for doing this. You have to repair what you broke. And so, I say lies because I see the Ace of Swords reversed, lies, deceit, rumors being spread that aren't true about people. I also see, this addiction here, this dependency here. These are things that perhaps need to be repaired immediately, because this shadow is so integrated into you. I mean, it's truly scary to behold, but this shadow's really gotten a hold of you. I think that your whole existence, your whole life, you've just it's been revolving around this shadow and the message of this shadow. And so it's so powerful that these things right now are extremely prevalent in your life, right? You're stuck in place. You have a very low self-esteem. You've turned into a compulsive liar. And you're also, in some ways, you've got maybe eating disorders of all kinds, attachments, addictions. So these things are all happening because of this shadow that keeps whispering into your ear, you're not good enough, right? You're ugly. People think that you're ugly, right? You're going to mess it up. So there's this, you got to silence that shadow, and you have to correct these wrongs. So, Mother Earth, repairing the veil, forgiveness, purpose, atonement, all these things are important. All right. So, group number 3, I want to thank you so much. Thank you for watching this. It's never easy to talk about the shadow. Never easy. It's one of the hardest things. And you seekers, let me know, because anytime I talk about the shadow in any videos, that particular video always gets a bunch of dislikes. Nobody likes the shadow. Nobody likes to be told about the shadow. Nobody likes to have the shadows exposed. So, me as a reader, I'm always hesitant to talk about it because I don't want dislikes. But I'm not a tarot reader if I don't actually do it. If I don't talk about what's truth in this world, then I'm not a tarot reader. I'm just a stage magician trying to do tricks for you. Right? I'm not a true magus. So in order for me to be a true magus, I have to be able to come and tell you what you need in order to transform your life dynamically. And here it is. So group number 3, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Hit the like button as well. Also, if you want to book a private reading with me, you can do it at this time. You do have to go through my Etsy store. The link is going to be in the description below. Thank you so much for all the love you've given me, seekers. I read every single one of your comments. I've been slow to respond. I've been getting a lot. I'll be honest with you, seekers. I've been getting a lot. So I'm thinking of how to best handle that, because it does take a lot of my time, and my time is dwindling, with private readings, and I want to do more pick a card readings, so I have to try and manage my time correctly. But anyways, I have some things that I'm working on, and you seekers will know very soon what that is. Hope you like it. Hope you appreciate it. But thank you so much. Thank you. Much love from me to you. Bye-bye.